Okay, 2000 Chevrolet Express van, power steering hose replacement. They don't make anything easy anymore. It's called a hydro boost is connected to back there. I've already disconnected the line. It used an 18 millimeter, maybe a 3/4, but it goes all the way down. You can see it moving down through there. And then we'll go underneath and see what we can do underneath there, see if we can get to it underneath there, and then try to get it out of there. Of course, like a lot of stuff, I bought the part and it's the wrong part. I'll have to go back, and it's the wrong hose, so I'll have to go back and have it swapped out. Okay, that fitting is a 3/4. We're going to let that drain on out a little bit. We're going to try to get that hose. It's a convoluted, twisted thing going in there. I don't know how. It's not going to be easy to get out and the other one back in, but we'll see how we go with it. See how it works out. Okay, I may have to cut this hose to get it out. I don't know how I'll get a new one back in, but it comes around and goes back down. It's this one here. Coming down to there. And then goes on down behind that steering column and comes in from behind. Let's go back down there and get a clearer picture of it down there. Yeah, see, it crosses in between the other line and the power steering pump. And that other line is connected into the pump, it looks like. I don't think I can... This is going to be aggravating, to say the least. Okay, we're going to take this air cleaner assembly off so we can look down in there behind there. We may take the top of that fan shroud off, I don't know, so we'll have more room. See what we can figure out about getting that hose out and the other one back in. And before I get too far, those two little nuts there were 10 millimeter. These are 10 millimeter. And of course, the screwdriver to flathead to get that off. There's another one. There are going to be three. I think I saw 3 of those 10 millimeter bolts to take out. Okay, now we can see down in there a whole lot better, and we'll be able to get that hose out, coming to the front, bring it to the front and up, back behind that steering column and out, and then we'll see how we can get it out from back there. Okay, so getting it back out, you have to pretty much pull it up through here and get this one down and out from around up top down in there. And so now I think we'll be able to get it out. I'll put it down so I can use both hands. So going back in, we're going to have to get it in this sort of position, run this top hose underneath there, back up and over into there, and then take that bottom one down and around. Well, I have reversed course and I pushed it back up through there, and now I've got that bottom end over here, and I've got this pulled up back here. So now we've just got to get that out from under there somehow or another, or either then pull this one back up through here and drag that one out. It's going to be something to get back in there, I'm going to tell you. Okay, just look at this convoluted mess. It's going to have to go back in from up here and go back down in there, twist around in here, come up, work its way down, and then have this top end go in last, back down through there, then come back up through there. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm no engineer. But folks, this is ridiculous. This is slap ridiculous. There is absolutely no need in having something designed such a convoluted mess as that. An engineer, architect, whoever they are, before they are allowed to pick up a pencil to draw anything, engineer needs to work as a line mechanic for 5 years. Architect needs to work on a framing crew, plumbing crew, AC company, an electric company before he's allowed to pick up the first pencil to design a house. Just my opinion. Okay, here is our convoluted little new jewel. It's the same except for this end right down here. And they have this plug to go in there. Must be for a different application, or for another application, something else for it. So, okay, well, we're going to put that plug in, and then we're going to weave this thing back down through there if we can, and hopefully get it all connected and hooked up. Put the power steering fluid in it, and hopefully that'll take care of it. Okay, tools you will need to replace that power steering line. You will need, I was thinking it's 3/4, well it's 3/4 5/8. 5/8 open end, an 18mm open end, a 10mm socket, and a screwdriver. Some hand cleaner, or you wear gloves. I've just never gotten used to the gloves myself, don't like them. I'm just using Napa's power steering fluid. It ought to be as good as anybody else's, I think. So we will fill it up, crank it up, and see if hopefully it won't be leaking, and that will solve our power steering problem. Power steering leaking problem, and we'll go from there. This is March the 18th, 2022. Maybe the last rainy weekend of the winter, 2022. Okay, the top one, we got to tighten it up. Then we've got to put these two 10mm bolts back on. Got to put the air filter back on. Bottom one is tightened up, and put fluid in it, crank it up, check it out, see if it's leaking. Hopefully not. About 10-12 years ago I had to replace that mass airflow sensor. I need to fix the air conditioner if I'm going to keep this thing. Let's see how much trouble is that going to be to get to. Well, the compressor doesn't look too bad. I don't know about the dryer over here. Well, I can't see it right now. We'll think about that and see. But let's finish this up right now, and hopefully it'll get this power steering leak taken care of. Okay, we're going to crank it up. We're going to turn this steering wheel. Let that pump We filled the reservoir up. Let that pump get that fluid in it. And as we're wanting to hit the road in this van for a nomad type lifestyle, we need it to be dependable. Hopefully it'll be gone for at least a couple of months, maybe longer. If anybody knows of a mini motorhome at a decent price, that's in fairly good shape, I don't want to have to work on something all the time, I would definitely be interested. Okay, let's check that fluid, make sure everything's filled up, not leaking, and we'll maybe take it for a ride. It is showing that it's full cold. We're going to raise the garage door back there and we're going to crank it up, but back the back end of it out and let it run, make sure it's full, then we'll go for a test drive. I'm going to crawl underneath there and make sure it's not leaking. Well, everything looks good right now. Yeah, this thing needs cleaning up, I know. It's got 278,000 miles on it. Okay, we took it for a test drive. It did fine. It's not leaking. Got everything connected back up, checked everything. Make sure it's not leaking, everything's tight. So, hopefully that will take care of the power steering leak. I think we may go over to Athens tonight, get a video of Athens in the nighttime.